Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, just kind of jumping right in, today we're going to take a look at Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Starscream. And this is a weird, very weird figure, but I actually really like this thing. As you can see, this is, when Starscream decided to just cover himself in tattoos. I think back in the day there were even like little guides you could get to, translate them and stuff before they changed what Cybertronian looks like yet again. Oddly clean transformation, actually. Like, yes, I know his hands are just back here, as are these great big guns that are in a weird spot. But other than that, this still ends up being probably one of the cleanest looking movie Starscreams they did. I also appreciate, it's a little hard to see, but they do have like some clear yellow in the thrusters back there. Just make everything look that much better. So yeah, really nice jet mode. The landing gear are non-rolling, which you'd probably expect at this size. Nice little bit of storage for the missiles, actually. They've got these weird little shaped tabs on either side, or slots, I guess. They've got matching tabs here on the wings, so he ends up not having the problem that animated Voyager Starscream did, where he just had these great big missiles sticking out the back end, making everything look worse. Which, he's already got hands sticking out. He doesn't need any help. But overall, pretty decent looking jet mode. I do really, really like this one. Now, I have his instructions actually just off camera over here, because the way this guy transforms is, shall we say, rather unorthodox. And that's actually the reason that I was like so excited to look at this guy. I was actually going to look at something totally different, but then this guy showed up today and I'm like, we're doing this instead. So first thing, obviously, fold up the landing gear. Worth mentioning, this landing gear in particular is very tight on mine, and it actually likes to fall out when I try to pop it out. No idea why. But when you come up here, this landing gear is easily the strangest I've ever seen, since it actually folds up twice to go away. Then it just gets weird. So you're going to come up to the front of the wings here, pop these little panels up, and then disconnect. Let's see here. The clearance on this guy is a little tight, so sometimes it will fight you, but you're going to go ahead, unpeg the wings from right there, bring them down. And then you're going to fold this whole section. It's on a double hinge here, but you're going to bring it eventually up and forward. As well as you're going to want to fold this back. Probably do that now. There we go. Like I said, clearance right here is a little bit not so great, unfortunately, but that's the only knock I really have against the transformation here. But go ahead, bring these wings back. And you're going to unpeg the arms from each other. Make sure I've got his hands up straight. Then go ahead and pull these parts past each other. And then here's probably the coolest part of this whole transformation. But you're actually just going to flip out the two halves. And these are just going to go all the way around in order to transform him. This is the weirdest step I've ever seen on any Transformer, and I love it. So go ahead, just get his fins here out of the way as best you can. Then you're going to take the back little tail fins here, fold them over, and on this side, they have a little peg sticking out. That will peg in right here on the side of the chest. So let's see if I can get everything lined up here while trying to look through a viewfinder. Okay, and same thing over here. Get this out of the way, fold that over, bring it up, tab it in. Okay, and then you'll want to slide these past each other to lock everything in. That'll help get all this stuff tabbed in as well. Let's make sure I did it right. Go ahead, fold these all the way up like that. You're going to take his little fins here, and it's weird to say, but this figure basically doesn't actually have a crotch, so you just kind of have to bring these down to act like there's one. Weird design choice there, but okay. So, go ahead, bring down the legs, pull them out, fold this piece out, fold down the foot, and then just turn it around like that. Bend the chicken leg into place there. Same thing over here. Even though I do it in a complete different order because I can. Let's go ahead, get his arms situated. They do pull out ever so slightly right there at the elbow. And if you don't want to pull them out, you can actually just grab them and twist them. The shapes there will just push them push the arms down as needed. And then, at least according to the directions, your final step for the backpack here is you're going to, if I can get it to untab from itself, fold this piece back, fold this out, and then fold that in. So you get kind of that weird little triangle shape. So, same thing here, out, down, back, in. And here we come to probably the one problem with this figure, right at the very end. None of this backpack tabs in at all. So it is going to be just kind of flopping around and doing as it pleases. So, per the instructions, I believe you're supposed to keep these pieces forward. I actually like to pull them back, not only because there's actually a little tension when I do so, but I also just like the way that looks coming off his back. But there you have your Voyager Starscream in robot mode. And this is a very, very weird Starscream. And that's saying something because this is, movie Starscream. He's already weird. But as you can see, pretty nicely done head sculpt, actually, even for that weird-looking design. He does have, a little bit of light piping, even though they also painted his eyes. I'll throw up a picture if I can get it to work. New lighting setup, I can't really show light piping that way, unfortunately. Now, this guy also has what they used to call Mech Alive. So it's just kind of a random gimmick to make your figures look like they're, more living and stuff. For this guy, all you're going to do is turn his head, and then if you watch here in the sides of his chest, apparently I missed the plug on this side. 1 second. Okay, there we go. But yeah, as you turn the head, there's just a bunch of little gears and wheels and stuff that move. That's it. It's definitely one of the weaker gimmicks that they tried at this point, but at the same time, it's not really intrusive like some of the others were. Though, I guess some of the figures that had this did have some pretty compromised transformations to make that work, so I guess I lied there. But, overall, it's still pretty decent, if a little stumpy. Pretty good range of posability on him, actually. The shoulders can shift on this little black piece in the back as well as there, so he can sigh dramatically by putting the back of his hand on his head. Full rotation. He does have a bicep swivel, and the hand can bend down. Kind of the main thing it's missing is, a wrist rotation to put the hand at a normal angle. So, once again, you do kind of end up with a gorilla-armed Starscream. Legs, again, move pretty well. You can kick forward all the way, kick back most of the way. You can do way more than the full splits. You've got, both of your joints here from the weird little chicken leg. You've got ankle tilt. You've got rotation right there in the middle of the calf. And you've got the thigh rotation up here. So, overall, everything checks out, so to speak. Aside from just the weird, awkward hands. Now, go ahead, just load in his missiles here. I admit this is from the era of missiles I like, where they just made it across so they go in any direction. I've always hated T missiles that only go in one direction. But, yeah, definitely a weird guy. Mine's got a little bit of, the ankles are a little bit loose, but really quick for comparison. Here he is next to the Studio Series Voyager Starscream. And, yeah, the Studio Series mold is definitely better. There's, like, no way around it. As well as it's much cleaner and more coherent. As well as, he can actually turn his hands to the side. But overall, this guy's... There's something enjoyable about just how weird this guy is. As well as, I do have to give him credit, he has probably the best jet mode of any Starscream. Like, if it wasn't for these hands and these guns, it would be perfect. There's he gets points for that, for sure. As well as you can use the little bits of kibble back here, fold it down, give him a little bit of extra heel spur. So, yeah, overall, it's a very weird figure. Can't say I recommend, rushing out to get him. But at the same time, the transformation on him is unique enough that it might be worth getting just to, have something that does that, It transforms this weird body horror, rip it in half and fold it down the other way. And then you realize that he keeps his feet right behind his head in jet mode. It's weird, it's kind of cool. Also, just to say that I did, button, missile, yay! So, yeah, not the strongest figure, but definitely one, worth considering if you find him for a good price. Just because, again, it's got a unique, very different transformation. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.